Hello guys and welcome back to Dazza's Hammer Editor tutorials. You should still, if you've paid attention and used the first three tutorials, you should have something that looks similar to this. We're going to carry on using this. Today we're going to be doing displacements. What a displacement is, it's moving the terrain in a way to suit what you want from your map. So whether it be if you want to put a pond in or a lake in, is how to create that curved effect underneath so the water can sit on top. So all you need to do first is use your face edit sheet, which is the little tool here, the toggle texture application. Click on the area you'd like to put your displacement. In this case it's going to be the grass on the floor. Go to, instead of being on material where you usually do all your work, click over to the other tab, which is displacement. Okay, and then hit create. Now you can use from power from 2 to 3 and 4. I'd say for this one we'll use 3. So select the power of 3 and then we can begin. Okay, so what this has done now is this has divided your grass area up into triangles. What this is just when you're doing the paint geometry side, which is raising and lowering of the area, it just picks what point you're going to be raising and lowering. So I'm going to be wanting to put like a little sort of pool of water here. So I'm just lowering the ground by right clicking on the areas in which I want the displacement to be lowered. Okay, so as you can see now I've got a big dip in the ground. So what I'm going to do to create water, this is the way you have to do it. Okay, use your block tool, deselect that, right. Use your block tool. We have roughly created the displacement in front of the building here. Okay, so just make a box on your top right hand corner one up there. Now you can see here, this is where the displacement is on the bottom right hand corner. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to line it up to the very edge of the map. Okay, make sure it covers the whole area. Okay, over here, actually, yeah. So basically, so it covers the whole area of where you want the water to be. Now you're going to search for the no draw texture. Double click on no draw, press enter. As you can see, my displacement hasn't come out great. So what I need to do is lower it slightly to the point where the pool is actually been made. Now you can see it's a little bit squared off in areas. It's not a bad thing. All you need to do is just paint your geometry a little bit more. Click on that. What I'll do is I'll set the geometry to 4. I'll press apply so I can do even smaller movements, and then I'll start painting my geometry again. Now it's not a problem having the no draw texture there, it just means you can, instead of having so many sharp lines, you can sort of try and make it a little bit more actually like a pond, if you see what I mean. Just having like little bits here and there poking out as you would see in the real world. You can see I've got a nice little right angle corner here, which I don't want. Bear with me 1 second. Then paint your geometry again, pull it up or raise it down so it's a little bit more curved off. This one's quite a flat edge, so I'll just move them a little bit just so it doesn't look so, you know, square. So I'd say that looks pretty good. That's going to be my little pond for my house. Okay, then what you need to do is now we need to create the water texture, because at the moment it's no draw. When they go in there they're just going to see nothing. So what you need to do is go to your face edit sheet, which is your toggle texture application, and hit browse and type water. Now the water textures you want to use are these blue ones. Okay, pick any one you like. You should have a lot in there. The dev ones are pretty good to start with if you want to start to understand the water. So I'll go for dev water cheap. Okay, then right click only the top layer. Okay, some of these, when you put the the water texture on the top layer, you may not even see the water texture on there, but trust me, it's there. Okay, don't worry about it, it's definitely there. Just make sure you have a little look around. As you can see in this corner, I've got a little bit of no draw there, just poking up. So what I'm going to do is just raise that area there slightly. It's a little bit of trial and error with it, you know, just making sure it all fits in and looks nice. And that's my water area. So what I'll do now is I'll compile and I'll see you in Half-Life. Just running the compile now. Okay, now my game's starting. Just a reminder, to compile your maps, just go to File, Run Map, and that'll compile it and open up the game for you. Okay, it's just loading up now. And here's my water texture. As you can see, it's just a dev texture. It's a bit of a dirty, sort of murky water colour. But as you can see, the water's moving on top of it. Okay, and you can go underneath, and it will sound like water. It'll look like water. Okay, and that's how it's done. The other thing you can do, which I'll show you now quickly, is put something in your map called a water LOD control. Now what a water LOD control does is it tells the computer when to render the water at its best and when to obviously put it at its lowest. So you put an entity in and you just call it a water LOD control. Okay. Basically what these mean, start transition to cheap water, is when you're 1,000 units away from the water, it will start moving into cheap water, and it will end the transition of cheap water at 2,000. Okay, so that's basically what that means. I normally just leave it as is. You can mess around with it once you get a little bit more, you know, sweet with it. You normally only need one of these water LOD controls per map, just for your own information. Okay, and I'll quickly run this again. Chances are you're not going to see much difference, but I'll do it just for your benefit. Okay, so that's compiled now, it's just loading up. Okay, so the water LOD control is in there. I mean, like I said to you before, with this texture you might not see much difference, but all that's telling you is if this was a huge map, say it's like a roleplay map, when your computer starts to render all these things, when you get to a certain distance away, it will stop rendering the water at its highest value, and it will start putting it into a cheaper looking water just to give your computer basically some better visual effects as you're running around the map. Okay, any questions, please post it either on my website, which is www.3star-dazzas-servers.com, or just leave a post on YouTube and I'll get back to you. Any requests? Brilliant, and happy mapping.